Hi guys, welcome to Origin. I'm going to tell you a story today, and this story is going to have a very serious point behind it. Now, it begins with two families. Both of these families have a child, and both of these families involve a new member of the family, because in the first family, the father has died, so a stepfather is brought into question. In the second family, a stepmother has been brought in because the mother has died. So, in family number 1, this is how it plays out. One day, the stepfather comes home, and what the mother doesn't know is that this stepfather is a paedophile. Now, one day, when the mother isn't home, the stepfather is looking after the child, and he invites the child into his room, and, well, I'm sure you know what happens next. The child is obviously traumatized by the event. Now, in family number 2, the same scenario happens with the stepmother up until the point where the stepmother invites the child into the room, because this stepmother isn't a paedophile. Instead, she's a fundamentalist Christian. Now, this stepmother invites the child into the room and then begins to tell the child about hell. Now, this child is absolutely terrified because, well, when atheists normally say that if you tell someone about hell, that's child abuse, these people are really terrified. Well, that doesn't normally happen, but this stepmother really hammers the point forward, and the child is absolutely terrified. Now, here's what happens. The child who was abused by the paedophile grows up wary of relationships, just in case, it turns out that the significant other is a user, or worse, a rapist. But the second child grows up to be someone who lives entirely on the street, as a street preacher, walking about with one of those boards saying, "The end is near, the end is near," I'm sure you've seen people like that. I haven't, but, it's bound to have happened somewhere to some of you guys. And now, I want you to make a judgment. Who's worse off? The person who is living their life, has a house, has a job, just doesn't really have a significant other? Or the person who has no house, no job, who's on the street, day in, day out, preaching messages just because she'd been told about this place of fire and brimstone? Now, I'm sure the more perceptive of you have worked out the point of this story. The point is that I want you to assess whether a paedophile does more damage than someone who indoctrinates their child. I mean, this is obviously an opinion matter, but I want to hear your arguments. I want you to assess this, and, paedophiles are so horrible as we see it, but why? Why are they so far up the chain that sometimes we even put them above murderers? Now, the reason why I say this is because I just watched TJ's, what I think is his best video ever, in which I actually agreed with him so much that I was sometimes finishing his sentences, well, when I say finishing his sentences, I was giving the next thing that he was going to say. I was saying it out loud. So, yeah. There's so much I agree with in that video, but I just wanted to pick out this one because I feel it's the most important. So, answers, comments, TJ, if you haven't seen this video, I doubt it, of course, yeah. Got plenty of other videos to worry about. An answer from you would be quite cool, but never know. Okay, that's all on Origin today. This is the first video in the Tsunami Challenge.